Thank you. Well, thank you all, and thank you, President Meley, for hosting us. You have done an extraordinary job here in the 20 years you've been here. It's an unrecognizable university, and that's a great credit to your leadership. And thank you all for being here. I have to say, the force, I do like this, and my nine-year-old son is going to love it, so I really appreciate it. But the reality is the force is you. The force is this. The force is the community coming together to say, we're in this together. We all care deeply about Rhode Island. We all have a huge stake in getting this right. And everybody's counting on us to work together and be collaborative, get things done, and move forward. And so thank you. You know, you're the force. You show up every year. You're not here to whine and complain. You're here to offer us constructive, concrete ideas that we can act on together and get things done. So for my part, I'm optimistic that we will continue to move the ball forward. I stand by what I said. We didn't get here overnight. We're not going to get out overnight, but we got to make steps and work with urgency every day. And every single one of you has a role to play. As for the folks up here, I can only thank all of them. The Speaker and the Senate President and Chairman DePont have been phenomenal partners with me. We got a lot done last year. We're going to get a lot done this year. Treasurer Magaziner and the Lieutenant Governor also, we're all on the team. Don't always agree, not always going to agree. We don't have to. We have to get things done, and that's what we're doing. So I'm also grateful to you guys for being so terrific and for being deeply committed to Rhode Island. Now, here's what I'll say. Today's about listening, so I'll be very brief, and I loved the reports, and I loved listening. You should know you've been listened to, and I think many of you, Cap and others have gone through it, but working with the General Assembly, just last year, I came to last year was my first year coming. I think I came maybe during the transition there was one, and then the first one. But anyway, we listened, and I know the Speaker's been here and has listened many times. So last year we eliminated the commercial sales tax on commercial use of energy. That's a great step forward. Gary talked energy, energy, energy. Cap talked about making it easier and cheaper to do business. We took action. It's a big deal. It's putting pockets in the business, it's putting money in the pockets of business and moving us forward. We also here bring down the cost of doing government. Last year, and this wasn't easy, and I have to give huge credit to the House and Senate, we put through a reform of Medicaid, saved almost $90 million for the people of Rhode Island in the first year, and it's going to save even more next year. You want to see lower costs? You want to see lower taxes? I'll tell you how to get there. Lower the cost of doing government. And we did it in a way that was humane. We didn't cut anybody off the rolls. We changed the way we're delivering health care. We listened to you. We're getting that done. I heard a lot from you last year and over the year around skills. I hear an earful about this every time I'm in the business community. Some of you are chuckling. Governor, first, I'll tell you a little story. The first day I took office, literally, the day after my inauguration, my phone rings. It's a senior executive at one of our big companies. Hi, Governor, congratulations. We have a problem. I'm like, all right. I'm like trying to find the bathroom. He says we have a problem. I said, tell me what's the problem. And by the way, just one? That's good, one problem. Anyway, he said to me, we want to add jobs in Rhode Island, but the way you do labor and training is disjointed. I don't know who to call. I have to call too many people. It takes too long. You're not moving at the speed of business. And this plant had an operation in Connecticut. And he said, look, we want to add jobs here, but we're very happy to go to Connecticut because we have to move. I think we've done that, and great credit goes to Director Jensen and his team. And many people in this room have stepped up. We've started a whole new program called Real Jobs Now. We've raised $15 million of money from the federal government for apprenticeship programs. That same executive, I ran into him in October. He said, Governor, it's like night and day. There's a sense of urgency. We are going to add those jobs in Rhode Island, not Connecticut. Thank you for being responsive. So we have a ton of work to do, but the way we're doing skills is completely different than we did a year ago. We're putting the business at the center. We're making it demand-driven, and we're being directly responsive to the needs of businesses, and at least so far, the feedback from the community is very positive. So now, where do we go from here? As I've said a million times, there's no silver bullet. There is no silver bullet. There's not a silver bullet when you run a business. There's not a silver bullet here. We got to execute every day on a lot of things, and over time it'll build up. You didn't build this university over 20 years with one silver bullet. It was a strategy and executing, and that's what we're going to do. I think we have to stay focused on high-wage, high-skill jobs. High-wage, high-skill jobs, and also on innovation-based jobs. Every economy in America that is vibrant, and most especially and including our neighbor 45 miles to the north, has figured out how to unleash the high-wage jobs that come out of colleges and universities, R&D, innovation, technology, and healthcare. And we have to do a better job of that. And some of that is skills, some of it is making it easier and cheaper to do business, some of it is partnerships, but we have to move there. I would say I agree with almost everything I heard today. I think they're great ideas. I took a lot of notes. I pledge to you to take action on it. I work every day with the General Assembly to do that. The hard part for us is how do you prioritize, right? What do you do this year? What do you do next year? What can we get done? And so, again, I think they're all great ideas. On taxes, I believe our biggest problem is property taxes. Doesn't mean we shouldn't look at estate taxes. Doesn't mean we shouldn't look at other taxes. We have a real problem with property taxes, and we have to figure out what to do about that. I want you to know this. I can take no credit for it. Some of the people on the stage can. Every time the leaders of this state have touched major tax policy in the past 15 years, it's been to lower taxes. You should feel proud of that. You should feel proud of that. So we are, we're on a roll here, and I think we ought to keep going on that roll. But of course, balanced against that is we need to invest. We need to invest in our infrastructure. Our schools are falling apart. Our roads and bridges are falling apart. We need skill programs. So it is that constant balance. But at the end of the day, I look at my job as to increase our median income and in some ways to decrease our median age. We need to keep young people staying in Rhode Island. I want them to graduate from Bryant and stay in Rhode Island and work in Rhode Island. Seth's helping us on the panel, by the way.
That's why he's going on the beer tour.
Yeah. Seth's helping on us on that. We're going to stay focused, making it easier and cheaper to do business in Rhode Island. We're going to keep doing that, and I don't want to speak for the Speaker of the Senate, but I think we're all aligned on that. We're going to move forward on that. We're going to keep our eye on making it, reducing the points of friction with government. I'm right there with you, making government move at the speed of business. We're doing a lot with lean. We're going to keep going at that. And we're going to stay focused on making sure we unleash an innovation-based economy here so we can crank up people's wages. Working 24/7 should be a phrase, not what you have to do to make a living, right? You shouldn't have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make a living. You ought to be able. We need more family-supporting jobs in this state, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to get them. You, me, Speaker, Senate President, working together, we're going to do this. We already are. But I'll end by echoing what Ron said. We have to stay positive. Have to stay positive. Let's focus on all the good. Focus on the thousands of jobs this economy created this past year. Focus on the good work, and then build on it and keep going. We're in it together, folks. We are in it together. It's not whose ideas are better. We're either all going up or all going down, and I think we're going up. So thank you for your support. Yeah, that's ominous, Joe, but it's reality. We're going up. We're on an upswing. We have begun our comeback, and because of your efforts, we're going to continue that, and we're going to make Rhode Island a place of prosperity and opportunity for everybody, leaving nobody behind. So I can't thank you enough, and I'm just going to get back to work and keep on going. Thank you.